What up, everybody? Demon back, and I kind of owe you guys an apology here. I feel like there was a lot of misconceptions about what my last video meant. My last video, I basically said, coming up, I won't be able to record or be able to post a video because some stuff's going to happen in my life and I just won't be able to do anything about it. And a lot of you guys thought I meant that right now I was going to be gone. No, I'm sorry, guys. In a little bit, at an unknown time, I will go away for a little bit. But I'm still here now, still making videos now. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video is, yes, guys, I hear your complaints. I will address them in this video. So, yeah, let's get right into it. And so, I know I'm going to get more complaints in the comments, but a lot of you guys liked my old intro, so I decided to put it in this video. Also, I've used my new intro in the most recent 5 of my videos, so it was time that I put the old one in this one, because every 5 new ones, I will put the old one in, and that way everyone's happy, even though I know a lot of you guys who just watched it won't be happy, but deal with it. So yes, there's a second Shin trailer. We'll check it out here, and we'll break it down, shall we? 春日部にゴジラ上陸。立ち向かうは春日部防衛隊。7月22日、しんのすけ対シン・ゴジラ。Yeah, and I still don't like the fact that Godzilla is going to be in Shin-chan, but nothing I can do about it. I like that too. I really like that. Godzilla makes landfall. Oh, that's cool. I didn't pay attention to that. Huh. There's English things telling us what's going on here. July 22nd, Shin-chan versus... Oh, it comes out before the movie? Interesting. Huh. Wonder if it's gonna air in America at all. Probably not, but... I want to watch it just because Godzilla's in it. Whoever commented that on last video, yeah, you're correct, dude. Everyone's going to watch it because Godzilla's in it. So right here, I really like this, the way his foot stomps down on shore. That's something that I've always had questions about with the Godzilla movies is, wouldn't it make sense for Godzilla's feet to crack the ground wherever he steps? And it rarely ever happens, so I like seeing it here. Even though this probably won't happen in the movie just because it never does. But that's pretty cool. I like the water splash. Here we go. Now we know where he's going to make landfall. Or at least in the Shin-chan, he's going to make landfall here. Here's the roar again. Let's play it back. Now, yes, guys. I understand it's a placeholder. I get it. This is what I mean. I'm gonna address your guys' anger or your guys' you guys correcting me or whatever. Yeah, I know it's a placeholder. I just am saying, for the time being, the Showa roar is confirmed. Do I think that's going to be the only roar he has in the movie? No. Do I think that's going to be the roar he has in the movie? Probably not. We talked about this shot yesterday. I like this shot where he roars, very similar to the shot from the original Shin Gojira trailer. And those stand in his way are the Kabashi Defense Force, or Kasukabi. I don't know how to say that word. I don't really care. But now we know a little bit about the Shin-chan, the plot, I guess. Okay, so here, if you guys didn't notice, so here's the bus we keep seeing, clearly, the inside of the bus. It looks like it's floating, just because of the background. But yeah, that's obviously the bus we keep seeing flying around in the trailer. So here, Shin-chan, or whatever his actual name is, I think it's Shin-chan, he's doing Jet Jaguar poses, guys. And then, does he grow? Does he grow to that size? Is it a Jet Jaguar reference? Probably. There's the bus, right there. Then Godzilla's dorsal fins light up blue. That's the other thing. You guys have been all telling me, oh, his atomic breath's gonna be purple. Guys, it might. I don't think it will. Maybe it will. But blue. It's blue for now. I get it. I get that I'm wrong, or I'm probably wrong, but for the time being, it's blue. Okay, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Will his atomic breath be purple? According to that one website that everyone keeps linking me to, yeah, it will be purple, and it won't be blue. But I'm not 100% convinced. I am like 90% convinced that, yeah, it'll probably be purple. They'll go different with it. They've gone radical with the design already, and clearly they've taken some liberties with it, but yeah, it could be purple. So I will leave a link to the article down below where they talk about how it's at least supposedly going to be purple. Now, a lot of people seem to have misconceptions about the article even, because the article states that there was not a test screening of the movie, there was a 30-second promo of the movie that none of us have seen that ends with Godzilla's purple atomic breath. I don't think that people who have screened the movie have come out and said it. How would they be able to? They would probably get sued if they did. That's the way it works. If you see a movie early, you're not allowed to talk about it. Or typically, that's how it works. So these people who have seen this 30-second promo have said that his atomic breath will be a violet, purplish color. What will that mean in terms of his atomic breath? I really don't know. I can't say. Supposedly, it will be the strongest atomic breath to date. Do I believe that? No. I don't believe that Shin Gojira will have the strongest atomic breath. I think that the red spiral is still gonna be the strongest, although there have been 2 incarnations of the red spiral, 3 technically somewhat. There was the Heisei, which everyone knows and loves. There was the Godzilla 2000, which wasn't a spiral, but it was still red and extremely powerful. But the Heisei was clearly much stronger. And then there was the one that was used in Final Wars, which was probably stronger than the Heisei's breath. And I don't think Shin Gojira's red spiral will be stronger than the one from Final Wars. I just don't. Or Shin Gojira won't have the red spiral. Supposedly he'll have purple-violet. And everyone keeps saying, oh, in terms of power, it's always been the color equals power. No, it hasn't. They say white's the weakest, blue is next, and then red. That's not true. Here's why. White, not even really used. White was just used in the black and white movies because they couldn't show that it was blue. And the really early Showa, it was white. And the reason it was white was because I think they were going for blue, because it winds up blue in the Showa series. It turns blue. or through as it progresses, you see that it's blue. I think it was just because the special effects they had at the time didn't allow them to do the blue atomic breath. They wanted it, clearly, because they went to it later, but I don't think right away they had that capability. So then they said that the red is the strongest. Once again, here's where I can prove them somewhat wrong. The red is not always the strongest. Yes, Godzilla 2000's atomic breath was clearly red and was clearly super powerful. No, it's not the most powerful out of all because, even in terms of color, because if you guys think back to GMK, his atomic breath was blue and it was so much stronger than 2000. His atomic breath blew up King Ghidorah, blew up Mothra, blew up Baragon. It set off a mushroom cloud when he released it for the first time. It was so much stronger than almost any atomic breath we've seen to date. And yeah, that's just a radical incarnation of Godzilla. This is also a radical incarnation of Godzilla. So yeah, possibly we will see a powerful violet atomic breath. No, I don't think it will be the most powerful to date. But yes, I do think if it is purple or if it is violet, it will be powerful, because they're not going to do that for no reason, right? They're not just going to be like, oh, new Godzilla, new design, let's throw in new atomic breath just to be different. No one's going to do that. People are going to be so mad if they do. So I think if it is purple, it will either A, play a huge plot point, or B, be very powerful, much more powerful than what we're traditionally used to seeing. That is my thoughts on that, guys. For every one of you who was talking about it, I'm not mad at you. I actually thank you guys for sending me the article. Once again, link in the description. I'm just saying, yeah, I get that it's a placeholder. I get it. But for the purpose of that video, I felt the need to say it was confirmed. Also, if you guys look, the title, it has a question mark in the title. It says confirmed question mark. So it's not like I'm 100% saying, yes, this is definitely true. I 100% put my hands down. No, that's not what I'm saying, guys. So, there's that. Now, the other thing, the roar, once again. Yes, I get that it's a placeholder. Though I do disagree with everyone who's saying that the Showa roar will not be used. I think the Showa roar will be used. I think that it will be used as a roar out of pain. Here's why. If we think back, we can pick out times when the Showa roar was used as a roar of Godzilla's pain. Think back to 1954. When Godzilla roared in pain during the part when he was getting electrocuted by the high-tension wires, you hear the classic Showa roar that we heard from the rest of the series then on out, except we didn't really hear it in Godzilla Raids Again. We heard it from King Kong vs. Godzilla all the way through. There's been times when it's higher pitch, like the pained roar in the Heisei series. Even in the Millennium series, when Godzilla takes pain, his roar is similar to the Showa, kind of similar to Zilla's, but it's not. So there. I do think that the Showa roar will be used. No, I do not think that will be his main roar. So, moving on. We got more news to talk about than just Shin Gojira. But not right away. So we're going to talk about one last thing before we get into the Shin Gojira news, and then we will move straight on to the Godzilla news, because there's more news to talk about. Shoot, guys, I just remembered there is a couple more things to talk about in terms of Shin Gojira. Yeah, I know I just literally said there was one more thing, but now that I think about it, I think we have a couple more. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so this is a really awesome advertisement for Shin Gojira. It is a life-size Godzilla footprint that is on a beach, and it's awesome. The footprint is 91.5 feet long and 77.2 feet wide. That is huge. That's massive. There's some scale there. You can see the van right in front of the giant footprint, just to give you guys like a bit of scale for it. I mean, I feel like it goes without saying that this is probably the biggest ad for Shin Gojira to date. For Godzilla to date, probably. It's huge. And quick shout out to Jonathan. He is a YouTuber who I have done collaborations with thank you, man, for sending me the link to this. It is super cool. And I'm glad I got to talk about it. But I think it's awesome. I love that. I think that's one of the coolest things that they've done for the movie. So, what does that video tell us? Not much. It tells us that whoever recorded it doesn't know how to do screen capture, really. No, what it actually tells us is that the song we heard in the trailer is officially Shin Gojira's theme. A lot of people were confused about that. I was too. I didn't know if that was going to just be the trailer song or just be the actual theme. Apparently, it's the actual theme. So here we go. We got the poster. It breaks out. This is also an app for those of you guys who don't know. I don't know what app it is. I just found it on YouTube called Shin Gojira 3D application. So here we go. We got, he roars, his tail swings around in the background. I really like it. See, he can move quite a bit, guys. For everyone who's saying, he moves so slow. No, I think the suit moves so slow. The CG will probably move better. Right here is different because that kind of contradicts everyone saying it's going to be purple atomic breath. Because right here it looks like it's going to be white. Also, yes, I know it's a placeholder roar too. You want to know how I know? Listen. So either A, the sound is just terribly off. So A, the sound could be off. Or B, in all three versions of this that we've seen, because it says different takes or whatever halfway through, Shin Gojira roars before you actually see the 3D model's mouth move. So the Showa roar hits first, and then we see the mouth move. And I don't know if it'd line up perfectly, like if you were to line up the audio correctly, but I feel like the roars don't match. So yeah, it's a placeholder probably. There. He looks like he's going to shoot white atomic breath, and then it cuts away. That's all there is to talk about there. I just think it's cool to see the kind of the full design, even though it looks bad because it's a computer-generated app. But I still think it's cool to see the full design just in a city or whatever. Okay, and here's kind of a good segue point to get into normal Godzilla, but it still is relevant to Shin Gojira because it is one more of those Evangelion Godzilla crossover things that they've been promoting the heck out of recently. I don't know what it is, it's just another art, but so far we've seen, this is our third one that we've seen, Evangelion vs. Godzilla, that's official. And it's also really cool. I love this picture. Evangelion, I don't know what Evangelion is. I've never seen any of the movies or anything, so I don't know what he is, but he looks awesome, and seeing him fight Godzilla looks awesome. So if they did like a comic book of it or an anime of it, because I know we've been talking about a lot of animes that Godzilla could be in the comments down below, if they would do that, that'd be great. Also, it's interesting here. Look at that. The way Godzilla's spines are, or not spines, but the way he's being struck by lightning right in his back. Weird, to say the least. I don't know what to make of that.